All right, good evening, everyone. Time is 6:36 p.m. Let's call the meeting to order today. Sewerage Authority Board meeting, August 2nd, 2022. Roll call, please.
Mr. Van Berenson,
Here.
Ms. Ford,
Here.
Ms. Francois,
Here.
and Mr. Schmidt.
Here.
All right. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America,
Okay.
and to the republic for which it stands,
For which one nation
nation,
under
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next is the chairperson's statement. In accordance with the provisions of Chapter 231, New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by giving of notice to the Courier News, posting the agenda in the public lobby of this building 48 hours prior to this meeting, delivery of this notice to the Franklin Township clerk at least 48 hours prior to this meeting, and mailing notice to those persons properly requesting to be mailed notification of meetings at least 48 hours prior to this meeting.
Vice
All right.
Chairman, if you would skip item 5, we did that at the last meeting on your working agenda.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, disregard that. We did that last month.
Right, okay, very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Next would be the public comments. Can I have a motion to open the meeting for public comments?
So moved. Francois.
Second, anybody?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The motion passes. The meeting is open to the public. Is there any member of the public in the meeting room? I don't see anyone. May I have a motion to close the public comments?
So moved.
Anyone second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Abstention? All right, so the public session is now closed. Approval of the minutes, working section of monthly board meeting, July 5th, 2022. If you have got a chance to review it,
Commissioner, Vice Chair, we need to make a correction to the minutes. During last month's meeting, when we did the motion to open for public comments, it was offered by Commissioner Francois, and it was seconded by Councilman Anijaka. He is not eligible to vote or make any motions. So, Brian, we need your guidance on that. How do we handle that?
Well, you can revote on it now. It's fine. You can take a vote now.
Yeah, we would have to redo that one because based on general counsel, he was not eligible to make a motion, so we have to correct the minutes.
You have to redo the motion, Brian?
Yes, I would redo the motion, and only those commissioners that are eligible to vote, obviously, vote.
Okay. All right. For the correction required in the last meeting's public session, I guess we will have to call for the motion and then a second.
Commissioner, I have one other comment. I was absent at the July 5th meeting. It says I was by video, but I was on vacation that meeting. So if you could just change that, I was absent.
I think your soul was present, Scott.
It probably was.
All right, noted, Scott. I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, may I have a motion for the public session, opening the public session of the July 5th meeting due to the error?
Was it a motion to open public? That's what it
Or
was?
the
the
closing? Is it closing or the opening?
It was the opening.
Okay,
Opening.
Make a motion to open public session.
second?
It would probably have to be Commissioner Ford because Commissioner Schmidt wasn't present at that time. He arrived later during the meeting.
Okay. Commissioner Ford, would you mind seconding?
Second it.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, we have read on the motion. The motion passes. Is anything else do we need, Brian?
I make
No,
a motion
that's
to
fine.
approve the minutes.
Yeah, now we'll go to approve the minutes. So
Right.
the minutes would reflect the revised.
Was that a
um,
motion? Was that a motion to go into the meeting?
Yes,
So did we have a motion to go out of the meeting, or you don't have to do that again?
There
we
was
don't have
no
to do.
correction.
No.
Yeah, there was no correction for the closing of the public. It was just the opening where Councilman Anadaka.
Just the opening, that's right.
All right. So with having said that, is there any other correction to the minutes? Okay, hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the working session monthly board meeting minutes of July 5th, 2022, please?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of July.
Okay, anyone second?
Second.
Teresa. Okay, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any
Aye.
nay? Okay, no nays. Anyone abstaining?
I will abstain.
Okay. All right. So the motion, the meeting minutes of July 5th, 2022 pass. The next item on the agenda is executive summary, professional reports.
All right, thank you, Councilman. If I go too fast for anyone, it's just to conserve time. Feel free to stop me or ask any questions. I'll do the same with both of my reports. Under legal, you'll notice there's a lot of actually throughout my reports, there is a lot of going on with this Suge Authority. That's a result of everyone's hard work and our investments. Under legal, we've been very busy. Legal's worked on public bids, services, the review of documents, in particular the windows and doors project and the channel grinder bids. The High Bay Garage project, which the agreement has been executed. The Marcy Street, which includes the American Water Memo of Understanding. The New Brunswick agreement, which final version has been sent to them, and we're waiting for that to be executed. The windows and doors project. We had several fence easement requests that were executed, and the developers agreement, foreclosures and bankruptcy cases. On the Marcy Street, that is moving along fine. Again, we did execute a memo of understanding with American Water for them to give us $54,000. That still needs the signature by the chairwoman before they send us the money. We did have a progress meeting with our internal staff and engineer that highlighted some deficiencies of workmanship involving the contractor, which we are in the process of addressing appropriately. cleanout covers have been installed after a short wait, and the I-bank process is moving forward as expected. East Millstone electrical work has been continuing this past month. The next step is to migrate the old system to the new system. We do have a completion expected date of mid-August and a production date of mid-September. High Bay Garage, which was an interesting process. We did execute that agreement for 1.14 million for the first phase. That does not include the lining of the interior walls, which will be a change order once the project begins. Somerset Street Pump Station rehabilitation. The SED utilization plan has been submitted. That's along with the Office of Equal Opportunity. DEP utilization plan submittal has been delayed, but the plans and specs should be completed by the end of the week. The Brookline, the sister project to that, the Brookline Avenue rehabilitation project, the I-bank construction review team is conducting a review of the project. We expect the DEP authorization to procure to arrive shortly. Our plan does include a lateral replacement option within the contract as a contingency. And we also have added the concrete curb and sidewalk work option within that project. And that is our version of shared services with the town. And just to make this clear, what we're doing, especially for our council members, is when we do a project within a neighborhood, we're looking for opportunities to repair or beautify certain deteriorating items within neighborhoods, and that would include sidewalks and curbs within our capability. And that's us doing shared services with the town. Weston Canal Pump Station rebuild. We did have a joint meeting with all our staff members and PSC&G to discuss our intentions and our plans. We did send a site plan to PSC&G for them to review. We are anticipating that they require us to send them an escrow deposit of a certain amount of money, and that money would include their cost to review our plan for not only buying their property, but what we're going to be doing with their property. So the last thing is that we are in the process of engaging the land appraiser so we can have the lot that we want to buy from PSC&G so we can come up with a value of that lot. No doubt PSC&G will do the same thing, and hopefully the two value numbers are close or doable. Commerce Street Pump Station rehabilitation application step number 2 has been completed, and the I-bank process is moving as expected. The TWA package will be submitted to DEP on August 5th. So the COVID-19 community testing, that's going by fine and very useful. Dr. Reddy, who is the head of the county health department, asked if we could get the data presented in a way that could be utilized by her and the CDC. As it turned out, that the lab we're using has done enough work with the CDC that they're already in position to format the data so it can be uploaded directly to the CDC. The Sewage Authority windows and door replacement project is going by as expected. We did review and approve their performance bond paperwork. The vendor has begun its prep work. They've been on site taking measurements and pre-planning. Tonight, we need to vote on the CME's authorization for construction phase services. so they can continue their work on that project. And the next step for that project would be a pre-construction meeting that we would need to schedule. Under general engineering, again, we do have the New Brunswick agreement, and I believe, Brian, do we need to vote on that since we've already kind of sent it to New Brunswick?
No, I believe that was already approved, Joe,
Okay.
previously.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that concludes my summary report. Councilman Barrison, do you want me to go into my executive director report?
Yes, please.
All right. And any other questions regarding the projects, issues we've been dealing with? Okay. All right. For the past month, checks received was $923,996.93. Year-to-date collected is $1,506,781.65. Open balance due is $4,462,909.75. The penalties posted for the past month were $11,233.97, which is average. The expenditures for the month was $309,608.52 as of June 31st. Year to date is the same amount. Cash position is under unrestricted is $1,097,018.70. Under restricted is $14,570,685.27. Under designated is $3,992,259.33 for a total cash position as of June 31st of $19,659,963.30. Under discussion items, tonight we are introducing our 2022-23 years budget cycle. We are introducing that budget tonight. The audit process for this past budget cycle is the process has begun, and we are scheduling with the auditor. Land acquisition, PSC&G, I already reported that we are moving forward with that discussion process and everything that they're going to need us to do. Under rules, rates, and regulations, I am noting that I am looking for a rate increase this year, and that is after great assessment and review by not only myself and staff, but our auditor and our financial advisor. And that rate increase is $23.30. And let me just note, our budget is that we're introducing tonight is based upon that rate being increased that much. Regarding traffic safety, that involves our traffic safety at projects. During projects, road work, I am still discussing this with an outside private vendor, and we do plan on meeting in early September to discuss different quote options for them. High Bay Garage, we did execute that agreement within the boundaries the board has authorized me. Public bid for the grinder, that's in progress. According to resolution, American Water, the chairwoman needs to sign that memo of understanding. For internal engineering, we had one connection for the month. The TRC reviews for the municipality, we've had 6 of them, and we have submitted our monthly report to MCUA. Under staffing, we did meet several times with the personnel committee that will discuss some of those issues in executive session tonight. The executive director's annual performance review is pending the chairwoman. The personality mentoring program with Susie Robinson, a number of us had our 3-month follow-up, which went well. I found that process to be very valuable and useful. Southbound Brook. Southbound Brook Mayor and Council did a Tiger Dam demonstration that was conducted in Southbound Brook. Scott Nocero and I attended that demonstration, and basically these were vinyl containers that get filled up with water, and they construct these objects that are filled up with water to mitigate or hold back any flooding. We found that interesting. We were looking for uses of the sewage authority, and I'm also looking for ways the town could utilize this stuff. Nothing more to report on that. Excuse me. Under late fees and bankruptcies, there is one case being investigated. There was a case where something went to tax sale and then was later discovered to be under a bankruptcy, and it's being argued that they had bankruptcy protection. And we're waiting for the municipal attorney and the sewage authority attorney to do their independent reviews of that matter. Under shared services, again, I'm going to just note that we are expanding our projects where it's possible to include the repair of municipal-owned curbs and sidewalks. And just generally speaking, on all projects, just understand our supply chain and labor are experiencing problems. So everything that's coming into us, costs are going up. That's from insurance to materials to just labor rates. All right, tonight we have a lot of resolutions. Under our standard resolutions that we do every month, we have payroll, operating expense account, the general fund, renewal replacement. We do not have anything for North Track, but we do have escrow resolutions. Under additional resolutions, we have the hiring of Daniela Burrell, our new billing clerk staff member, the agreement with American Water, 2 fence easement requests for 5 Buell Street and 31 Willock Circle, transfer of funds into the bond reserve account, which is a requirement. We have a title change for our administrative manager to include the words Chief Human Resources Officer. Our annual audit for the 2021-2022. Our late budget introduction resolution. We have a resolution to remove the account 0999.00 for 17 Schoolhouse Road. Same type of resolution for 135 Dahmer Road. Last resolution to be voted on is for CME Professional Services to work on the windows and door project. Under other items, most notably tonight is the introduction of our budget. I invited all of you to discuss that with me if you wanted to before the meeting. This budget is not too much different from last year, just some number changes. But basically, it's the same budget as last year with bigger numbers. The last item under other is awarding the taskmaster public bid to Franklin Miller, which will require a vote tonight and a resolution next month. Then the last item is the closed session, the executive session, which we will have tonight. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 items to discuss. And that would conclude my executive director report.
All right. Thank you, Joe. I just wanted to recognize the authority staff for a nice compliment that we received from the EPA after the inspection. So I guess the majority of the credit goes to Scott and his team for keeping the authorities' assets in good shape and in good order. He was very impressed by the size for the size of our systems. He felt that we are doing a very good job of keeping it up to date, uh, proper routine maintenance, and all the other things that go with it. So, Scott, please convey our appreciation to the staff.
I will do. Thank you very much.
Those. All right, let's move on to the committee reports, negotiations and personnel committee. So Commissioner Schmidt, you want to take a crack at that, or you want to just cover it?
Rom, you've been doing such a good job of reporting on that. I will defer to you.
Flattery wouldn't get you anywhere.
Hopefully, it
But
gets me
anyway.
something now.
All right. So we met the executive director a couple of times on the personnel side regarding performance reviews. We completed the two director reports to the executive director's staff, and we are yet to do executive director's review. I think Chairwoman is likely to do it in the next few days. She had a death in the family, so she was out of commission to meet with Joe. That's all I have on the negotiations personnel committee. The municipal liaison, Councilman Onijeka, is he still there? Okay.
I don't see him a part of the meeting.
Okay. No, I saw him come in and I don't see him anymore. All right. Commissioner Francois, is there anything that we need to report from the municipal side here?
I don't have anything to report.
All right. Construction committee, anything, any action, any meetings, any updates?
I have nothing.
Okay. Safety,
I will note we have no accidents.
okay, that's good. Let's keep it that way. All right, next item on the agenda is the approval of the resolutions. These would be done by consent agenda. All of the items listed below are considered to be of a routine nature, therefore requiring one motion and 1 second for all items. If any member wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda, please inform the chair at this time which resolutions need to be handled separately, and that'll be addressed and voted on separately. Is there anything that has to be voted on separately, commissioners? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the resolutions covered by the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Any second?
Again,
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
All
I
right.
Any nays? Abstention? All right, the consent agenda passes. All right, and now next item is the additional resolutions. We'll have to do motion for each one separately. There's a number of them today. The first one is resolution number 0802 2022-6. Resolution authorizing the hiring of Daniela Burrell to the position of a billing accounting clerk. Now this is a replacement position, right, Joe?
Yes, sir.
And she started already?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Okay. Anyone second?
Second.
Great. All in favor say aye.
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 Any nays? Any abstention? All right. The resolution passes. The next resolution number is 0802-2022-7. Resolution authorizing the execution of a memorandum of agreement with the New Jersey American Water. The executive director touched upon it, and we need a resolution to accept the funds from New Jersey American Water. Any discussion? What's the total amount, Joe? It's like 54,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good win for us.
Yeah, good job on negotiating that.
Actually, we didn't negotiate. We just listed the damage. They're not admitting to any wrongdoing, but just asking they off the money.
Okay. Very good. I think we should remember to do this same thing at the council side. Councilwoman, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, very good. May I have a motion to approve
I'd
the
like to make a
resolution?
motion to approve the resolution.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Okay, motion passes. Next resolution number 0802-2022-8. Resolution authorizing the execution of a fence easement agreement between the authority and the owner of real property located at 5 Buell Street, Somerset, New Jersey.
Councilman, Chairman, Councilman, just want to point out, years past, we did these easements in different ways. Sometimes they were in writing, and sometimes they, it appears to me, almost a handshake. So now, we need to document this stuff and formalize, and that's what you're seeing here tonight. So this should be the normal course of action when we allow someone to encroach on us.
Okay. Is there any, there's no monetary exchange on this easement or any such thing,
No,
right?
but it's a formal agreement that I had the attorney draft for us. And then they give it a quick 5-minute review every time we do this.
Okay.
And then we bring it to the board for approval. So it's all formalized and documented.
Good. It's a good practice.
Thank you.
All right. Any other discussion? Okay, may I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Anyone seconding?
Or
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any nays?
aye.
Okay, motion passes. The next resolution is number 0802-2022-9. Resolution authorizing the execution of a fence easement agreement between the authority and with the owner of real property located at 31 Willocks Circle, Somerset, New Jersey. The same thing, like the last one, I guess, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. A motion to approve the resolution, please. Commissioners are not on the game today.
I'm trying to wait for somebody else to make a motion. That's why I'm
I know.
motion to approve.
Any second?
Arnie?
Motion to approve.
I will second that.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye. Any nays?
Aye.
Motion is approved. The next resolution is number 0802-2022-10. Resolution authorizing the transfer of funds to meet the new bond reserve requirements. Any discussion on this, Joe?
Well, so real quick, we have bond covenants that we have to satisfy. And we also have a authority resolution we have to satisfy. The basic bond covenant is we have to leave enough money in in a dedicated account under a restricted account, enough money for a certain number of months to pay our interest on bonds. Another one is for our principal. And then another requirement for us is our expenditures and then emergency contingency money. That's why you see that we have a lot of cash, but having that cash allows us to get bond money that's almost free, and that is not accessible to, say, the town. It's accessible to us, but not the municipality. So the money sits there. We use it from time to time. It gains a little bit of interest, but we have to have that money. And we also have to, it also goes into play with our Moody's bond rating call. So if you recall, we have a AA2 rating from Moody's, which is very good.
Indeed. Okay. Any other discussion? All right. May I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Okay, thank you.
I will second. I will defer and second.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
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 Any nays? Resolution is approved. The next resolution is number 0802-2022-11. Resolution authorizing a change in title for April L. Roach from the title of Administrative Manager to the title of Administrative Manager / Chief Human Resources Officer. Joe, you want to give a quick explanation why we are doing this?
Yeah, a couple of things. One, with the many hats that Ms. Roach wears, one of the most significant hats is her HR. She's she's well certified and well qualified. She handles 100% of all our HR responsibilities. She's a member of and a leader within the Human Resource Association. However, when she goes out in the field among her colleagues in the HR field, she has nothing in her title that identifies her as a Chief Human Resources Officer. It is what she does. It is what she's deserved to do. It is what she's dedicated. It only made sense to add that to her title.
This is just a title change. If the others are not clear, there is no change in the compensation for this title change. Correct, Joe?
That's correct. It's just a verbal. I'm sorry. It's just a wording change.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, any nays? The resolution is passed. Now you'd be recognized, April, in your SHRM meetings as a HR manager as well.
Yay.
I'm familiar with that organization, by the way.
Yeah.
The next resolution is number 0802-2022-12. Oh, the resolution is blank.
It is a resolution certifying the annual audit for fiscal year 2021 through 2022 as required by Paul Eward.
Okay.
Okay.
Any discussion? All right, may I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Any second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, the motion passes.
Okay.
And the
Commissioner, I
resolution
just
is
have one note. I have one notation to this resolution. There is a required affidavit that must be sent in, and everyone must make arrangements with me to sign it. They will not take copies of signatures. They must be original signatures. So just let me know when you can come to the authority and sign off on the document. We'll accommodate your schedule.
And just to add on to that, Commissioner, that's would be for all board members, not just the members that are here this evening. So it's important that all board members sign that certification page, that affidavit page.
All right. April,
I
would
was
you
not
have?
aware of that when I voted aye, so I'll take back my aye.
What? I didn't hear that. Repeat that again, please.
I said I did not know that when I voted aye, so I'm taking back my aye. And I was just joking.
Stuff.
Sure.
I thought so, but then you repeated it very emphatically, so I was getting concerned.
He
So
said it
serious.
seriously.
I'm sitting here saying, okay, it's got to go to the Bureau of Finance Regulation and Assistance. We're really going to tell them no?
April, would you have your assistant call the other commissioners and let them know
Absolutely.
that they have to
Absolutely.
come and sign that? Okay.
And then what I will do with the document is I will actually leave it at the front desk with the receptionist. That way anyone can just stop in at their leisure and just sign it. I'll leave it right there for everyone.
Okay.
Good idea. All right, move on to the next resolution, number 0802-2022-13. It's a resolution for June 1, 2022 through May 31, 2023, late budget submission. Joe, any comments, any explanation?
Yeah, so we're required to do a resolution if we introduce the budget after a certain date. That's all it is.
Is the budget, is it late?
Yes, it's it is after the deadline.
Okay.
Not
Any,
not uncommon, but it's it's late.
all right. Any discussions on this? They're not going to hold our money or other approvals or anything like that because of that, right, Joe?
No.
All right. May I have a motion, please?
I move
Motion.
to approve the resolution.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any nays?
Aye.
Okay, the resolution carries. The next resolution number is 0802-2022-14. It's a resolution to remove account number 0999. Oops, I lost my file here. 0999.00, located at 17 Schoolhouse Road, block 517.05, lot 35-11, is removed from billing with an adjustment of $17,674.80 in principal. This address was capped. 17 Schoolhouse Road. So what is this adjustment about? We are writing it off, or what are we doing?
April, can you clarify that?
Joe, I might be able to give some insight. This was a property that was capped off, I believe, October, November of 2021. It was demoed, and a new warehouse is being built on the property with a different address of 244 Belmont Drive, because it sits on the corner of Schoolhouse and Belmont. And this is, so we went through the process of us witnessing the physical disconnect of the sewer, and some papers may have gotten lost between the township's demo permit and the sewage authority, and that now it's coming to light now that it needs to be removed from the billing department.
So it's a write-off.
It's a write-off. Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, but okay. Is there a way to fix this in the future? You would hate to have many of these warehouses that are coming up. If they're capped over during the demo and being rebuilt, we shouldn't be billing them in 1 year. Then
right. The means and method between us and the township on how that demo process works, it's pretty simple. But I will say every now and then one does fall through the cracks.
All right, so this is not a regular
occurrence, no.
Okay, all right, okay, good. Any other discussion, please? Okay, may I have a motion to approve this?
Motion to approve.
Anyone second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Second.
Aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, the motion passes. The next resolution is number 0802-2022-15. Resolution to remove account number 10909.00, located at 135 Dahmer Road, block 84.03, lot 2.10, is removed from billing with an adjustment of $164.87 in principal. This address was capped. Any discussion on this?
So Ram, if I may, this again, similar situation. This was a single family home that was, the property was purchased by PSE&G on Bennett's Lane in the corner of Dahmer. The house is being demolition, so the sewer was capped off. We witnessed it, and basically similar situation, although the paperwork came through this time.
Okay, good. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nay? All right, our motion passes. Next resolution is number 0802-2022-16. Resolution authorizing the authority to execute an agreement with CME Associates Incorporated to provide professional engineering services for the construction administration phase of the administration building and garage, office window and door replacement project. Joe, I think, explained this project and the need to do this. Is there any discussion?
It's simply, all of our projects get supervised by one of our engineers as well as our attorney and our staff. So each time we engage one of our contract vendors, like an engineer, we have to authorize us to give them that piece of the work. So this is a construction project that is replacing our outdated windows and doors and does need engineering oversight. And this resolution is just approving that.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any nays?
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes. That's all the resolutions for today.
Excuse me, Commissioner, I just have one question. I thought there was a resolution tonight for the Franklin Miller grinder. I thought I heard Joe say that in the executive report.
Yeah, we will have to go into a discussion and take a vote, and then we will memorialize it next month with a resolution. But tonight, the vote will be to award the bid to Franklin Miller.
Okay. Is that all right, Mr. Attorney?
Yes, that's fine. You'll take a vote tonight and then it will be memorialized by way of resolution, yes.
Okay. Good catch, Scott. May I have is there any discussion on this item? Joe did mention about that.
This was a purchase we were required to make. Since it was over a certain amount, we went to a public bid, and this was the least responsible bidder.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve this vendor or this bid?
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Ford?
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any nays? Abstentions? Okay, very good.
Question for the attorney. The introduction of our budget doesn't require a vote. Is that correct? Just the adoption.
Just the adoption, yes.
Okay. I'm just going to offer again to everybody, if you would like to meet with me to go over the fine details of the budget, I will make myself available to anyone who wants to go over it. If you want me to go over it now, since we're introducing it, I could go over the key areas if you would like, or you could go through it privately.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Joe? So
Do what?
do the key, discuss the key
Okay.
sections.
All right.
I have seen it. I don't know about the others, so you may want to just give a.
All right. So if you were to look at the budget, the one page you could look at is F1. If that would be close to equivalent to a balance sheet. If you ever look at a business's finances, this would be our balance sheet. So our revenues are expected to go up about 13%. And that would be a total of 16,284,000 change. And our appropriations are expected to go up approximately the same amount. So under the revenue, my anticipated revenue is based upon an annual increase of $23.30 for residential, business, and industrial. And that's where part of our revenue, a major part of our revenue increase. Our connection fees are going to probably remain the same. Maybe the actual receipts will be lower, and our other very much smaller areas of revenue will remain about the same. That would include our miscellaneous and CAM covers, engineering inspections, interest earned, and penalties. We anticipate those to remain largely the same as last year. Under the appropriations, which is sheet F4, so there's a lot going on here. This is basically what we're spending. There is very, very little discretion here, or artistical license, if you will. Almost everything in on this sheet is required by us. That not only includes salary and wages for admin and union. This is the big dollar amounts are under the category of cost of providing services. The big nut here is under treatment and collection systems and maintenance, and that's $11.2 million of our budget. So it's probably 85–90% of our budget is just the sewer system itself, and that total is 15 million. 0.2. Under our capital improvement, also, if you want to know what we're doing with our financing, our loans, you can look at page F6 and F7. That tells you our schedule of paying back our principal and our schedule of paying back our interest. So those payments combined are about $1.5 million every year. And it's a great loan. If you go down further in the budget, the CB pages, if you look at CB3, CB4, and CB5, CB4 it lists all our projects and about what year we're going to spend what money. That gives you the whole list and what year we're going to be spending money on that project. And that's kind of a guesstimate. In CB5, that's showing you the same list, but where we're getting our money from. And some money is coming from cash, some money is coming from loans. It's basically what we're anticipating the source of our money to be. So as you see, with all our projects, we have $23.8 million coming from loans and $5.1 million coming from cash. That cash will be from our revenues that we are saving up from our surplus. So when you talk about our expenditures versus our appropriations, understand we need to have a certain level of surplus every year so we have cash to spend on our projects. Also, very important note, we discussed earlier our bond covenants. In order for us to get bonding, we have to satisfy a couple of things, but one in particular is our Moody's rating call criteria. And one of those criteria is that our revenues should be 110% of our appropriations. So, for example, if we're spending $1 million a year, our revenue should be $1.2 million a year. And we're not at that point. We're probably at 1.08, 1.07, but we can get there. Even with this rate increase this year, we can get to where we need to be by adding in next year's increase as well, which will be much smaller next year. So When it comes to percentages, this year might be a 10% increase, which is only $23.30. Next year might only be 3 or 4% because we've reached that rating call criteria. So looking at those capital projects, let me just run through them real quick. We have the Brookline rehab area. That's basically the same type of project we're doing in the Marcy Street. We have a number of them. Marcy Street's on there already. The East Millstone Pump Station, we're redoing that. I did add the Weston Canal Pump Station, the rebuild that we're going to plan on rebuilding on PSC&G's property. That we're estimating right now, rough estimate, $9 million. The Commerce Street Pump Station, that's in progress right now. The Foxwood Drive area rehab, we haven't scheduled that, but it's still on our list. The High Bay Garage, which is 1.8 million. We've just begun phase 1, and then there'll be phase 2 after that. I put in there the Mission cellular upgrade. In there, it's only $15,000, but that project is transferring our communication systems from our pump stations that do the automated reporting. We have the land acquisition in there. That's the lot that we purchased, private purchase at the end of Brookline. I had to put that in this year's budget because we paid that money during this budget cycle, so I had to add that in there. The same goes with the Sewage Authority complex roofs. We already paid that money, but we paid, well, actually, I'm not even sure we paid it, but whenever it's paid, it'll be in this cycle, so that's been added. The e-grinder pump replacements, we usually do about $30,000 a year. Windows and doors, we just talked about that tonight for the Sewage Authority. Pump impeller rehab, we usually do $50,000 a year. That's in there. We're also part of this budget. We're scheduled to purchase a new utility crane truck. Also, we plan on purchasing updated tablets for the maintenance crew to utilize while they're in the field. The Somerset Street pumping station, that's the sister project to the Brookline. That's in there for $800,000. And that's for upgrading some of the facilities in that pump station to keep up with the demand of that pump station. Not scheduled, but I still have it in there. It's been in there a number of years, is the Campus Drive relining. The Hamilton Street sewer rehab, again, not scheduled. So some of these that are on there that are not scheduled, we're going to need to have very intimate coordination with the township to find out when they're going to be doing projects, so we can do projects back to back with them to minimize costs and disturbances. The Brookline Street paving, we haven't paid for it, but the town will be looking for $35,000 from us at some point because we agreed to shared services with them on Brookline. So they repaved it, and that would be our portion of it. And then the Shirley Avenue pump station, we just added that recently to $750,000, but it has not been scheduled yet. So that's the meat of the budget. Most notably is the revenue area, the revenue portion of that, which is anticipating a rate increase of $23.30. And that rate will take effect November 1st, and we will be voting on the public. We have to introduce that. Brian, do we have to introduce that 60 or 90 days before the increase?
60.
60 days. So that's next month we have to introduce it.
I have a question.
So that would conclude my budget introduction summary.
So I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So for the current budget year 2023 for the capital expenditures, it's 13,522,000. Is that something we're going out for bonding for?
Can you repeat your question, Councilwoman?
I said for the current budget year 2023 for the capital budget, right? I'm
Yes.
looking at the total of 13,522,000. 100,000. 13.
Right.
Right.
Right. So
So
you're looking at CB3, and CB3 is basically what we would like to spend this year. It'll never happen.
okay.
But if we were to spend, that's how much we would spend in maximum. But there's projects on here that just logistically we can't start. We couldn't spend that money if it was on fire.
Okay, but my question is so then what is this? What does this figure represent? I don't understand. Is it what we went out to bond for?
No, that figure is best case scenario.
Uh-huh.
So in actuality, a good portion of that 13.5 million will be moved backwards into the other years. So if you look at page CB4,
Mm-hmm.
where CB3 is that second column under current budget year, I would move a good portion of that 13.5. I'd move it to the right into one of those other columns. That's going to be more. I just can't tell you what project and what monies because it's so dynamic.
Yeah.
Just never know.
Okay.
I'd rather give you you could call it best case scenario, but you could also call it the worst case scenario. I just don't know how much it's going to cost. The reason I didn't move it back to those other columns under different years is because what if I move too much back and then all of a sudden someone says, well, hold on, we didn't even know that you wanted to spend this money this year. You're kind of blindsiding us or the bank. So I'd rather put it up front than push it back.
Okay. Okay. All right. That helps explain that. Okay. I thought it was a high number. Okay.
Oh yeah. We're not going to do half that, I'm guessing, but I'd rather be up front than blindside anyone, because the bankers are looking at us too.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question for legal, if I may. Brian, would I go ahead and public notice the anticipated rate increase at this point? Because we're about 60 days out.
Yeah.
So I'll do a public notice at this point, right after this meeting, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, Joe.
Do we need a vote from the board?
Yes, you should, and you should vote to, notwithstanding what I said earlier, you should vote to introduce the budget, and then it gets sent to the director.
To the DCA.
So the board should vote tonight to introduce it, yes.
Okay. And then separately for the rate increase.
And then they'll do a separate, for the rate increase, right?
Okay. The last thing I'll do say with the budget, yes, it is a little late, but there's a lot of moving parts with this budget and associated. So I engaged the services of our auditor and our financial advisor, and we met several times. One of the times in person to not only satisfy our budget, but also satisfy our rate covenants, our lending institutions, and do a forward planning of what we anticipated. So that's where all these projects come in hand. You have to excuse me, you have to take these projects into consideration for today's rates and revenues, because these projects will translate into lending, and lending translates into principal payments and interest payments, and that's all relative to our cash position and our Moody's bond rating. So that's why this year was unique. I needed that extra 2 sets of eyes looking over my shoulder, and this is the culmination of that. So, Chairman, if you would entertain someone making a motion to introduce the budget as presented.
I would like to make a motion to introduce the budget for 2022, 2023.
Anyone seconding?
I will second that.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, motion passes and the budget is introduced. All right, so the next item is executive session. I think Joe mentioned that.
Excuse me, Chairman, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did we want to do those 2 votes, the second vote to advertise the rate increase?
Should do that now.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to make a motion to advertise the rate increase.
Anyone second?
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion carries. What is the other one, Joe?
That was the second one.
That was the second one. Okay, all right.
Advertised rate increase.
Okay.
Next is executive session.
All right. So next, so we do have an executive session. So we'll need a motion to go into the executive session.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any nays? Okay. So before we go into the executive session, do we need anybody else to hang on after we come out? I don't think there's any business after this, right? I don't see anything else. Okay, so who do we need in the executive session? The rest can sign off.
Me, April, and the attorney. Everybody else can disconnect.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, also we should have a statement as to what we're going into executive session for. Joe, not specifically, but generally, what are we going
to discuss? Personnel matters.
Personnel matters, okay. Just personnel matters, okay.
Okay, no decisions will be made. Is that correct, attorney?
Well, no votes, but maybe decisions.
No votes will be taken. Yes, correct.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good night.
I have 7:50. I'm going to stop recording now.